¿Qué pasa, amigos? My name is Ash, and today I am bringing with me a boatload of gaming stories from around the universe that I want to share with you on today's episode of Random Gaming News. We kick off this week's episode with one of the most popular games of all time, and there's no debating that statement any longer, as Fortnite Battle Royale has officially earned that title, as they have hit the 350 million player mark just this past week. This is a truly mind-boggling number, and a big congrats is certainly due to the team over at Epic Games for developing the instant classic Battle Royale game. Typically, it's a bit harder for a game like this to land such a high registered player count because they tend to be exclusive to console and PC, leaving them behind games like Minecraft that are easily portable to mobile where the downloads tend to be a lot more abundant. However, Fortnite has worked extremely hard making the game as widely available as possible, porting it over to mobile and Switch, two platforms that have extended the already powerhouse of a game to an even wider audience. This was just a quick story that I found crazy impressive and even a bit shocking to find that even now, the game is growing, despite the current state of the game and how it's been roasted on social media for a while now. So just a quick kudos to them for continuing to grind through it all. Next, let's continue to roll with the good news because God knows we freaking need it right now. This positive train keeps rolling down the wreck tracks that represent 2020, with our next stop being COD 2020. Activision recently announced that despite the coronavirus and the fact that their studios were working from home, Call of Duty has remained on schedule and will, as usual, release in the fall of this year. However, the game may be released a couple months beyond what they had initially planned, but nevertheless, the title will be releasing later this year. Although they didn't mention whether or not the game would be available for the next-gen consoles, but personally, I would just be beyond surprised if they were not featured as a launch title for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox X series. Honestly, the fact that Call of Duty is still set to release on time is mind-blowing. Outside of the craziness induced by COVID-19, the game went through a massive developer scramble when Sledgehammer Games was basically kicked off the lead developer role, with Treyarch taking the lead for this year's title at the very last minute. A title has yet to be named, with speculation leaning towards a completely new titled COD game, as Sledgehammer most likely wouldn't have led the charge on the next installment in the Black Ops series. However, it's possible Treyarch pivoted and pushed forward the release of Black Ops 5. Moving on to yet another optimistic story that loosely involves the Call of Duty news. On that very same Activision earnings report, the publisher confirmed that they are working on two massive unannounced games for consoles and PC. While speculation is already swirling about what exactly those two titles could be, Activision has said that both new games will be based on previously developed intellectual properties, getting fans even more excited for potential sequels to some of the publisher's most beloved franchises. Some of the most demanded sequels so far are none other than Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. Both games would profit greatly from a new release, as Diablo hasn't seen a new installment since Diablo 3 back in 2012. And Overwatch having been released back in 2016. I would personally love to see either one get a new title for two totally different reasons. I think Diablo fans certainly deserve a full-scale Diablo 4 game after the hilariously horrible BlizzCon 2018 announcement, where fans came expecting Diablo 4 and left with a shitty mobile cash grab of a game. With that being said, I'm sure the mobile game isn't half bad, but that's not the point. And as for Overwatch 2, I'd love to see the pro scene develop and adapt to a brand new game. It's always interesting to see how games like that adapt over time to new metas and strategies. I think Activision and the community would benefit greatly from Overwatch 2, and with a game like Valorant showing that there is a large appetite for class-based games like Overwatch, I think it's a very real possibility we will see a huge announcement trailer in the coming months. Finally, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have more good news. The fact that we are getting just pure good news in a time like this is crazy, but here we are and here we go. Our final story for this week comes to us from the iconic Xbox 360 era universe of Mass Effect. EA has all but confirmed that the entire Mass Effect trilogy will be receiving a full HD remaster that is set to release before April of next year. While no official announcement or release date has been given, you can take this to the bank. The Mass Effect trilogy will be brought back in all of its glory within the year, most likely dropping for next-gen consoles as well. Mass Effect 1 and 2 were some of my favorite Xbox 360 games, and I'm excited to see how the gameplay and story hold up after all of these years. I'm not so worried about the graphics, as I'm sure that interstellar landscape will look gorgeous running on my X series console. Anyway, that will do it for this video. Make sure you hit like, Click or tap that subscribe button to become the heart of this gaming channel, and be a part of the conversation in the comments below by telling me how you feel about any and all of today's gaming stories. And for more gaming analysis, news, reviews, and opinions, stay here on Ash Heart. And as always, thanks for watching.